culture of assessment. Because assessment drives learning. The way you will assess your student will start learning in that way. So that can be a good way to enhance the quality of education. Our examination system, see, unfortunately, I have been at so many top positions in the country. I feel it is mainly rote based, mainly about textbook content and the testing facts definitions given there. Anything if it comes outside the textbook, protests start, people say out of syllabus. Is that the purpose of education? Education is not the learning of the facts, it is the training of the mind to think. Therefore, assessment process needs to be made more scientific. We should focus on higher order thinking skills. And your teacher's creativity is very important in setting questions. For example, when you give knowledge to the students, this is a very famous revised Bloom's taxonomy. When you give knowledge, it is a cognitive learning. Cognitive learning, you can see, starts from remembering at the bottom. Then comes understanding, then comes application, and goes up to creativity. So, cognitive learning takes you from lower order thinking skill to higher order thinking. That is how the learning occurs. So this Bloom's taxonomy is the basis of learning. So these are the 6 learning outcomes and assessment also, because these 6 learning outcomes should be tested in your examination. In our examination, we just test the lower one. Most of our questions are remembering or understanding or application based. Beyond that, we do not go. That is the reason why we lag. This is my article, which was very popular all over the country. Need to redesign science education in India, overcoming the crisis of creativity. It came in Science Reporter long back in 2022. So, my message is, if you teach today's student as you taught yesterday, you are going to rock them up. You will have to change with the changing times. This flipped classroom model is very popular. This was my article in Times of India's Education Times. Then, these points I have already covered, but what I really want to say is, in this entire assessment, teachers can play a very important. You are the teacher, your creativity, your skills, your competence matters a lot. See, there are about 4 crore students in higher education. They appear in various exams. What type of questions you set? And nowadays, most of the major exams questions are MCQ based. They have so many serious limitations. And it is because of this that many of our students of chemistry have common misconceptions in chemistry, which are the result of lack of thinking on the subject. Just look at this. pH. We all talk. Most of the students will say pH is minus log concentration of hydrogen ion. Now, hydrogen ion concentration has units. You cannot take logarithm of a dimensional quantity. You can take logarithm of 100. You cannot take logarithm of 100 gram. So this definition is wrong. So our students should be able to think that. That is why we talk about activity. Sometimes students use the word gas and vapor interchangeably. That is also wrong. For every substance, there is a critical temperature. Above critical temperature, we call it a gas. Below critical temperature, we call it a vapor. The critical temperature of water is 374. So at room temperature, water is below critical temperature, so we call it water vapors. The vapors which are above water. And for hydrogen gas, critical temperature is minus 239. So at room temperature, it is above, therefore we call it hydrogen gas. Simple difference, students should think. Enthalpy we talk in physical. H is equal to E plus PV. PV is what? Generally people will say work. It is also energy, because only energy can be added to energy. So PV is what type of energy? This is the energy of occupying space. This is the energy which the substance possesses by virtue of the space it occupies. So again, thinking is missing. Why Bohr theory failed and quantum mechanics came? Because in Bohr theory, electron was treated as a particle. And that violated de Broglie concept because it said particle and wave both should be there. And then Bohr theory gave the concept of stationary orbits. Stationary orbit means the path. Path means you know the position and momentum together. That violated Heisenberg uncertainty principle. That was the reason why Bohr theory failed and quantum mechanics came. But let students think. Generally, students think that all positively charged species are electrophile. But if you look at this, these positive red colored ones are not electrophile because they have complete octet and they are not electrophile. Sodium ion 11, 1 electron goes 10, 2 and 8, so pin, no it's not. Then look at hydrogen atom. Students don't think why only hydrogen bond exists, why not sodium or lithium bond? Because hydrogen bond exists only when hydrogen is attached to a strongly electronegative element. And hydrogen unique is one electron system. And when you attach it with a highly electronegative element, it attracts that electron towards its side, and on the opposite side, bare nucleus is exposed, which leads to attracting other, and that creates a hydrogen bond. That is the reason why hydrogen bond exists. But I mean, students should be encouraged to think these things. These things you should include in your teaching, which provoke thinking. Now, quantum numbers. 2p has n2, L1, 2px, 2py, 2pz. M has three values, -1, 0, +1. Now, which value belongs to which atomic orbital? Generally, people say, oh, all the three are degenerate. Any value may be given. That's wrong. For 2pz, M is 0. But for 2px and 2py, they are the linear combinations of 2p1 and 2p minus 1. Small thing, but you should know. The same thing applies to 3d orbitals. So what I mean is, because time is less, otherwise, see in another chemistry refresher course, I have delivered 4-5 lectures on so many different aspects. But here, I just want to give you an overview of why we are lacking excellence and how you can achieve. And then part 4 comes technology and its roles of the teachers. You should understand that. Even the new education policy says that the relationship between technology and education at all levels is bidirectional. Technology enhances the quality of education, and enhanced quality of education then further improve the technology. So they feed on each other. And you will all agree, it's difficult to imagine education without technology in the 21st century. Everything is dependent on technology. We have so many digital tools, so many digital resources, we have so many e-learning platforms. Okay. That means technology has totally changed the way education is imparted. Look at this. This is a very important slide. How chemistry education in the country has changed. Teaching, learning has changed. E-learning. MOOCs are becoming popular. Experimental work you can do through virtual lab. Revision of syllabus you can do very quickly through email discussion forums. For research, online national testing agency has been created. Professional development of the teacher is online, and that's why I came from academic. So all this was done by the teacher. I have developed so many books. I have developed MSc chemistry book for the country. Why not you? Therefore, you will have to change. You will have to become tech savvy. Therefore, your roles are going